Good morning, and welcome back to the studio. If you are going through a season right now where it feels like things are actively being stripped away from your life, this video is your mandatory rescue code. Maybe a relationship you thought would last forever, suddenly fractured. Maybe a professional opportunity you worked years to build completely evaporated. Or maybe your old comfort zones just don't work anymore. Our natural human default in those valleys is to fall into deep panic, anxiety, and shame, wondering, what did I do wrong? Is God punishing me? But in John 15:1-5, Jesus pulls back the curtain on the spiritual greenhouse to completely reframe your pain. He introduces us to the Pruning Protocol. He shows us that when you are a true heir of grace, the Father will intentionally use a scalpel on your life, not because He is angry with you, but because He is upgrading your capacity for impact. Today we are breaking down 5 keys to help you survive the Vinedresser's shears and understand why being cut is actually a guarantee of your promotion. Let's look at the operational plan. Let's open our Bibles to verse 1. Jesus makes a definitive structural declaration. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Step number 1. Identify the master of the property. To survive a pruning season, you have to stop staring at the knife and start staring at the hand that holds it. Jesus sets the roles flawlessly. He is the vine, the infinite source of life, nutrients, and cosmic power. The Father is the vine dresser, the agricultural expert, the architect of the garden, the owner who manages the crop. Notice what this eliminates. Your life is not at the mercy of random accidents, economic luck, or human malice. If a branch is attached to Christ, no outside force can just walk into the greenhouse and chop it off without the owner's permission. If something was removed from your schedule this month, it didn't bypass the vine dresser. He is actively managing the property, and He knows exactly what He is doing with His garden. Look at the precise agricultural adjustments outlined in verse 2. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit He takes away, and every branch that does bear fruit He prunes, that it may bear more fruit. This is the diagnostic blueprint of the 2 cuts. The translation of this verse in our modern Bibles has caused immense confusion, but the Greek text reveals something spectacular. The word translated as takes away is airo, which literally means to lift up, to elevate, to raise from the dirt. Ancient vine dressers didn't cut off a trailing branch just because it was covered in mud. They would lift it off the ground, wash the dirt off with water, and tie it securely to the arbor trellis so it could catch the sunlight. That is what God does when you are down in the mud of failure. He lifts you up. But look at the second cut. Every branch that does bear fruit, He prunes. The Greek word is katairo, which means to cleanse, purge, or strip away the dead weight. Notice the paradox. The reward for performing well and bearing fruit is the knife. God cuts back wild, unruly shoots, even healthy ones, because they are redirecting vital nutrients away from the main cluster. Pruning isn't an eviction notice. It is a high-level optimization process for branches that have proven they can produce. Verse 3 introduces the instrument the vine dresser uses to run this protocol. Already you are clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. This is the secret of voluntary cleansing. That word clean is the exact same root word as pruned, katharos. Jesus is telling the disciples, the primary tool my Father uses to slice away your dead weights, your hidden pride, and your toxic attachments is the word I have spoken to you. When you sit down under uncompromised biblical truth, the word acts as a sharp, precise pruning shear. It exposes your boundary issues, cuts away your desire for human applause, and trims down your ego. If you voluntarily let the word convict and shape you every single morning, you stay structurally light and healthy. But if you ignore the word and let pride grow wild, The vine dresser will eventually use external circumstances, closed doors, and broken relationships to run the mandatory audit. Let the word do the cutting before life does. Jesus delivers the ultimate operational law of the greenhouse in verses 4 and 5. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself, unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. This is the rule of the abiding architecture. It completely dismantles the frantic, exhausted hustle culture of our modern world. A branch on a grapevine has exactly one job: to stay tightly, seamlessly plugged into the main stem. It doesn't grunt, it doesn't stress, it doesn't stay up late anxious about its metrics, and it doesn't try to manufacture an apple or a grape out of sheer willpower. Fruit is nothing more than the natural, effortless byproduct of an uncompromised connection to the source. Jesus is reminding you that your identity is not anchored in your performance. Your performance is anchored in your attachment. If you prioritize your prayer life, your biblical alignment, and your hidden communion with Christ above your public brand, the fruit will take care of itself. You don't produce life, you flow it. We look at the ultimate scale of the harvest at the end of verse 5. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit, for apart from me you can do nothing. Look at the progression of the greenhouse across these verses. God moves you from fruit to more fruit, and finally to much fruit. God wants your character, your marriage, your career, and your ministry to scale into a massive, multi-generational harvest. But look at the non-negotiable math statement at the finish line. Apart from me, you can do absolutely nothing. You might build an impressive earthly company, accumulate millions of followers, or construct a massive social media brand using purely human talent and secular strategy. But in the eyes of heaven, if it wasn't born out of an abiding connection to Christ, its eternal weight is precisely zero. It's just flammable wood, hay, and stubble. The vine dresser cuts you back today so that what survives tomorrow is built for eternity. As we close our time in the greenhouse today, take a hard look at the areas where you are bleeding or experiencing lack. Stop mourning the relationships that walked away, the contracts that fell through, or the comfort zones that were taken from you. The vine dresser has stepped onto your site. Follow the protocol. Yield to the shears. Recognize that the cutting is proof that he sees immense potential inside your future, and double down on your connection to the true vine. You are not being destroyed. You are being upgraded to carry much fruit. Thank you so much for exploring the secrets of the garden with me today. If this message brought peace to a painful transition in your life, please hit that subscribe button. Share this video with a believer who is wrestling with a closed door, and leave a comment below. What dead weight or distraction do you need to hand over to the vine dresser's scalpel tomorrow morning? Trust the garden, yield to the knife, and I will see you in our next deep dive. It is all about Jesus.